Dr. Wael Halaqi underlines the important role played by social and popular activities in confronting aggressive Wahhabi thought. Iran says Syrian people are the only party who determine the future of Syria and not other states. And the Turkish People's Party says that Erdogan's government supports al-Qaeda and threatens Turkish people. Good afternoon, this is news in English from the Syrian Arab television in Damascus. Prime Minister Wael Halaqi stressed that the constructive role of the popular and social bodies and nationwide in confronting the aggression and bridling the malicious Wahhabi ideology. During receiving today a delegation of popular bodies in Hadar area in Haramoun Mountain, Damascus countryside, Premier al-Halaqi stressed the role of these bodies in consolidating the national unity along with curbing the Takfiri ideology. Foreign ministers of Syria and Russia, Walid al-Muallim and Sergei Lavrov, stressed that their countries share identical views on the need to put every effort to make a success of the international conference on Syria known as Geneva II to ensure a political solution to the crisis in the country and establish for dialogue among the Syrians. Al-Muallim said, "We want this conference to ensure a political solution to the crisis in Syria being the safest route and meet the Syrian people's aspirations for most combating terrorism." He added that Syria believes that this conference should lay the foundation for dialogue among the Syrians without any foreign interference and with respecting Syria's sovereignty and independence. For his part, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that during the talks we highlighted our common position that the goal of Geneva II conference is to end the bloodshed and prevent Syria turning into a hotbed for international terrorism. Lavrov added it is irresponsible to make such accusation without a clear evidence, which were issued during the donors' conference in Kuwait, referring that on the other hand, a statement by the United Nations Human Rights Commission highlighting the crimes of murder and executions committed by the gunmen in northern Syria. Activities of the Syrian National Gathering kicked off today at Damascus-based Damarose Hotel with the participation of national and civil bodies. The gathering, held under the title of "The Syrians Say the Final Word in Geneva II," is held by the Central Committee of the Syrian Popular Reconciliation. The Russian Foreign Ministry voiced concern over the reports provided by the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Nevi Pillay, regarding mass executions carried out by armed terrorist groups in Syria. In a statement, the Foreign Ministry said that the Russian government strongly denounces the acts of murder and executions carried out by armed groups in Syria, particularly the Islamic State of Iraq and the Sham, the ISIS. The statement said that, as the statements of Pillay indicate, civilians have been executed in the provinces of Aleppo, Idlib and Raqqa, in addition to executions of journalists and entire families, with these crimes even affecting a children's hospital, which the ISIS members use as a base. The ministry shared Pillay's opinion that such acts constitute violation of human rights and international norms, and that the leaders of these groups are accomplices and must be tried for their actions. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Jawad Zarif today said that the Syrian people are the only one who determine their future, not the external states, calling on all who have influence and have the desire to reach a solution to help the Syrians launch a constructive dialogue. In a press conference with his Singal's counterpart Manakir Nadia in Tehran, Zarif asserted that the talks held during his latest tour were very constructive. The Iranian Foreign Minister concluded that his tour to a number of regional countries on Friday, which covered Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan, Syria and Russia. American experts said that the United States claims that the Syrian army used poisonous sarin gas in an attack on eastern Ghouta Damascus suburb last August are weak and false. The experts said that this claim was exploited by the United States administration to threat of waging any aggression on Syria, clarifying that the range of the rockets used in the largest attack that night was too short for the device to have been fired from the Syrian army's positions. In the report titled Possible Implications of Faulty U.S. Technical Intelligence, Richard Lloyd, a former United Nations weapons inspector and expert, and Theodore Postel, a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, stressed that whatever the reason of errors regarding the United States intelligence conclusion may be, it should explain how they occurred. Units of the Syrian armed forces carried out operations against terrorist dens in gatherings and several areas in Damascus countryside, killing and injuring scores of terrorists, some of them affiliated to the so-called Islamic Front and Jabhat al-Nusra and Nusra Front. Sources said that the army units destroyed 2 cars equipped with heavy machine guns and killed scores of Jabhat al-Nusra terrorists in Adr al-Balad area. Sources added that another army unit killed 7 terrorists and destroyed their weapons near the electricity company in Jobar neighborhood in the countryside, while another army unit killed all members of an armed terrorist group in Aliyah farms in Douma area. In Daraya city in the countryside, the army killed 8 terrorists and injured 4 others to the south of As-Sayyida Zukaina shrine. In Homs, in the countryside, units of the armed forces foiled terrorist attempts to infiltrate from Lebanon into Al-Qasir countryside, inflicting heavy casualties among them. A military source said that the army units, in cooperation with border guards, foiled terrorist attempts to sneak from Lebanon into Al-Abudiyya mountain, Kharbet al-Akira and Kharbet Hawara in Al-Qasir, and destroyed their cars. 2 mortars and rocket launch pads were also destroyed. In Dar'a, military sources said that the army units killed all members of an armed terrorist group who were attempting to infiltrate from Al-Nab'a village towards the military checkpoint and destroyed a car along with the weapons and ammunition inside it in the area surrounding Ataman town in Dar'a. In Homs, army units repelled terrorists who tried to infiltrate from Al-Zara and Al-Hassan in Tel Karah countryside into the agricultural roads to plant explosive devices and attack citizens in nearby villages. Syrian army units also repelled an infiltration attempt by an armed terrorist group from Ain Tarma area. A military source said that the units attacked al-Nusra members in the area, inflicting heavy losses upon them, killing and wounding several members of the group. The dead included non-Syrian terrorists. The People's Party, the largest opposition party in Turkey, emphasized that Erdogan is involved in supporting terrorism in Syria. Member of the party, Chavak Payev, said in a speech he made before the Turkish parliament that Erdogan's government contributed to the entry of al-Qaeda organization to Syria and offered it financial and military support. With this, we end our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now to the latest in business and market news with Nariman Qassam, but after a short